Hey everyone, so this is another super short video. It might be irritating for you guys. I swear I'm making progress because I'm recording multiples of these back to back. So the last video was like, late last night, actually earlier this morning because I was up pretty late. And I just I wanted to showcase I believe it was the app middleware stuff that no, it was the async context manager with the yield in between, which is how you pass um, a function to the FastAPI initialization, which can handle on startup and on event, and it's created as an async context manager. So I'm assuming somewhere in FastAPI's code, it just uses with and then my function and then initiates the app within that context manager because it is essentially a context manager, and a context manager has that capability. And just using the capacity of yield to kind of yield is actually used for generator functions, but you can kind of use that pause and play capability, and it's utilized in a smart way with FastAPI. Oh, there's something in my there's a hair. I don't know how did that get in my mouth. I haven't even. Anyways, just gonna make a dirty joke, but that'll probably get me. I mean, demonetized. But I don't care about the demonetization. I care about the lack of algorithmic reach. So, anyways, this is gonna be another short one because I only worked a little bit past that last night, and I just want to knock out the video that I would make for today right now. Because I have a core goal of recording one video every day. I try to record multiple, but yeah. So just really simply, I actually had to check my Git log to see what I did. I didn't do much. I refactored my import so you can pass to import like as a tuple and say all the things you want to import, and that works fine. So I just refactored that and broke things up a little bit more. OS and sys, they're just standard, used everywhere. This is our logging imports. Context Lab is technically with FastAPI, but this is all stuff to use in general with the app, and this is specifically FastAPI stuff, right? So I just broke that thing up. I added these two to-dos, as you can see, which are not committed for setting up the logging filter and adding colors. I'm debating whether I want to set up the logging filter or not, and what I was thinking is maybe um, I'll keep async context manager and just remove the application startup and application shutdown thing. But then on the other hand, I'm thinking, logging filters can be kind of pretty useful. So it might behoove me to just make the logging filter now. So I'm still debating that. I'll see. I'll see how I feel today. I'm definitely gonna do the colors though. The colors like need to be done. Whether or not the logging filter, I don't know. Also, if you're wondering about why they're highlighted like this, I installed an extension called To Do Tree, which catches quite a few different comment types using grep, which is a souped up version of grep, supposedly. Or it's just a more user friendly version of grep. I don't know. Either way, this is one of the, so I refactored the imports. The other thing is the import for .env. I moved into this. This is actually the most important and actually impactful change I made since last we spoke, because otherwise, in a production environment where .env is not installed, if you try to import it, it'll just crash the server. So I just preemptively caught that bug and moved it in here. And then other than that, let me see, what else did I do? Yeah, I renamed the ENV file to dev ENV file, just to keep flexibility if we need to use the ENV file eventually on deployment. We have to use some sort of other ENV file. In case we do that, just keep it flexible and keep it different from dev ENV file. And make sure dev env file is the only environment variable which is read like this, where it's just like if it exists, I'm just going to do it, instead of where I want all the other environment variables basically to crash out if they're not defined in a production environment, right? Which is what I did with logging level. And I intend that to be the case because that's just more scalable rather than having different groupings of configs for dev, prod, this thing, that thing. Because, so I was reading this thing called the 12 factor app methodology, which got into my head after reading a little bit of the Git repo on what's the word I'm looking for, on python.env's GitHub. And so here, config number 3 is actually a really good point. Another aspect of config management is grouping. Sometimes apps batch config dev test production environments in Rails. This method does not scale cleanly. As more deploys of the app are created, new environment names are necessary. As the project goes further, developers may add their own special model like Joe's staging, resulting in a combinatorial explosion of config, which makes managing deploys in the app very brittle. In a 12-factor app, ENV vars are granular controls, each fully orthogonal to other ENV vars. They are never grouped together as environments, but instead independently managed for each deploy. And this is a model that scales up smoothly as the app naturally expands. So I think basically what that says is there is essentially you want config as a whole to be if you have to be managed with environment variables for as much as possible. Now, how that would really apply to logging config in the downstream aspect, I'm not sure. But we'll figure that out. Yeah, I think. So anyway, so that's why I said dev env file like this, because I think this is the only thing that I want to keep for developers only, and make it easy so that if it's not set, immediately it's going to be deleted from existence. You know what? Maybe I should refactor. I'm just going to spend forever thinking about this, and yeah, I should. Yeah, I think I might refactor this so that it needs to also always be set aggressively and literally. I think it's a good idea to just not have your app start up without anything instead of having one, because then that just leaves the door open. I think I'm going to refactor this so that it's always required, even though even in a production environment. I think that would be smart, and just I think that would be smart. I think that's what I'm going to do. So check inside env variable, refactored imports, refactored env file, added lifespan function. That was what I did. So this is git log, by the way. It's just a log of all the commits. And this also showcases, see over here, you can see that head main. So in your local repo, this is just a little talk. On your local Git, these are the commits, but origin main, aka in the remote repository, this is the newest commit. So just letting you know. I think that's all for this video. It's a short one and not much meat. I think, yeah, I think that's enough. Have a good one all. Bye.